And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Welcome to the Dice Tower.
Hey folks, today we are doing a review of The Jerk, which is not a review of Amy, but instead a review of this game, which, by the way, comes in this ridiculously sized, annoying box, which I'm tossing. The reason it's so big is it comes with this megaphone. Welcome to The Jerk. Alright. This is kind of a dexterity game. This is like the 20th reprinting of this game. It's been called so many different names. I think there's 30 different names of the game, pounce, and so on and so forth. This is just one version, but the reason there is so many versions is because it's a really cool game. Let me show you. Now you can have up to 6 players, or 7 players play this actually. Each person who's not the jerk, or the person with this megaphone or traffic cone or whatever, or hat. Hats are cool. So you're going to put these, you're going to put at one end of a string here, the other end looks exactly the same. Everyone's going to get 6 chips. One person here is going to be this person first, and that person's going to roll the dice. Now when they roll the dice, if they roll an 11 or a 7 or doubles, alright, then they must capture the mice, and for each mice they capture, whoever they capture, I'm sorry, I'm calling them mice, they have to capture those plastic tokens. For each one they capture, that person has to pay them a chip. For each one that escapes, you have to pay them a chip. Now, if you go down and doubles weren't roll, or a 7 or an 11, then if you pull yours off, you have to pay the person with the megaphone a chip. If he captures you, he has to pay you chips. I'm sorry, you have to pay 2 chips in that case for the fake out. So here we go. I'll take these. I'll roll the dice. Whoops. I'm probably not supposed to roll the dice onto the thing. Let's try that again. I roll the dice. So in this case, slow pop would have to pay each kid 1 chip. Then it would be the next person's turn, and let's say they rolled a 6. And then, now since this person, we won't mention that it was Holly, pulled hers off, she would have to pay a chip to me. Okay, let's try it again. In this case, I captured them all because it was doubles. And now, one thing I will note about this game is that if you don't push down exactly flat on the table, they can be pulled out. But we play the rule that if it's down there, it's obvious that you've been captured. It doesn't matter if you pull out from underneath, you've been caught. Now that's the rules of the game. When someone has no chips left, they're out of the game. After 3 rounds, whoever has most chips is the winner. Now, for Vasel rules, get rid of the chips. Idiotic, all right? Just play for fun. You just play around. And you're going to see who wins the round. Is it going to be the person who's capturing, or is it going to be one of the people in the middle? So you roll the dice, doubles. I caught 2, so that makes the one person who got theirs out, in this case Melody, it would make her the winner. So now it's just Melody against me, so she wins because she escaped. That's how I play. It's a lot faster. So one more time, because this is a fun game, and we don't care that we're going to play some more. Here we go. Oh, what is that kind of slam? Terrible slam. Anyway, that's how you play. Now I have to say, the Vasel rules there, the rules themselves tell you can change rules any way you want. I found that moving the chips around the table kind of detracts from the whole experience. It's just moving chips around. The game is all about playing with a full complement of people and the laughter of rolling the dice and capturing people. But, I mean, you can follow the full rules themselves. Not that they're horrible, I just thought the chips was kind of fiddly. But what do you guys think of the game?
I thought it was fun, and I like it a lot more with more people.
Amo?
Me too. And I like being a mouse instead of the jerk.
You don't like being the guy capturing?
Because the mouse is more fun.
Oh, I love that. You know, the pretend that you're going in, and you think it's more fun? Is it stressful at all?
If you're like the last 2.
I've had some people that are like sitting there like, okay. And we found that I play with a lot of people who apparently can't add numbers on dice. Oh, that's a 7? I didn't know. They're sitting there going 1, 2, 3, 4. The game works in all sorts of situations. It really works well in our youth group. It works well with groups of people. This is a convention game. I bring the conventions and we just play there because it's hilarious fun. This is going to take a lot of abuse. It's pretty good quality, so you can take it to abuse. You're going to be slamming it on the table. The dice, I'm going to replace the dice in this game with better dice, cooler looking dice. And the strings. All right, now, I love these strings, but there's a problem, okay? See this? They're all tangled up. It is so easy to get these strings tangled up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store each string in a separate bag. Because it doesn't matter how you wrap them up. I know people are going to say, this is how you wrap strings, so they don't do it. My wife did that. She said, look, here they are. I was like, oh, and I tried to take them apart, and they all got tangled up. And I was so irritated. They get tangled up just from sitting on the table. So I'm putting them in separate bags. That's a little crazy, I guess, for storage purposes. But any other thoughts on the game?
I like the game a lot.
You said it already.
If there's one thing I didn't like about the game is with more players, sometimes when someone pulled it out and they it was a coward thing and they knock another person's off, it's like a pain in the butt sometimes.
That's true. That's true. Sometimes when you have to set them up, when you put them on that pad so that when you pull yours off, it doesn't pull other people's off too. Because sometimes someone might make a little hand motion, but they don't pull it off. You got to set it up so that we don't have to determine was yours pulled off or did you pull it off. That's right. Anything else? Final thoughts? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Really, really fun game. Check it out. I'm a jerk. Oh, I guess Amy is. She's wearing a hat. Oh, well, thanks.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.